If you do one of these 6 things on YouTube, you could get your YouTube channel deleted forever. Now, here's exactly what YouTube has to say about this. Under the community guidelines terminations, the reasons that your channel or an account can be terminated is if you repeatedly violate one of the community guidelines. Now, we're going to go through some of those because a lot of new YouTubers are actually breaking some of those community guidelines and they don't even know it. Typically, YouTube will give you about 3 strikes before they completely terminate your channel. However, if you do something bad enough, they can delete your channel forever. Now, there's 5 main things in the YouTube's community guidelines that you want to make sure to follow, and keep in mind that these policies do apply to not just your video content, but also unlisted and private videos, as well as comments, links, community posts, and even thumbnails. So you're going to want to hear these out. The very first one is spam and deceptive practices. It's content that intends to scam, mislead, spam, or defraud other users, which is not allowed on YouTube. Under spam, we can see that there is misleading metadata or thumbnails. And this is when you're using the title, the thumbnails, and description to trick users into believing the content is something it is not. This basically means that clickbait is going against the community guidelines. A couple other things you want to avoid is the impersonation policy. So you don't want to pretend to be a YouTuber that you are not. If you are making content, maybe around one of your favorite celebrities, make sure you put fan page or something similar like that. Do not try and pretend to be someone you're not on YouTube, because your channel can be taken down. Another one is the external links policy. You just want to make sure that you're not sending links to websites that are potentially dangerous or harmful or some sort of scam. Kind of goes against the other policies. So make sure that whatever you are linking in your descriptions and stuff, you make sure that it's actually legit. Now, another interesting one is fake engagement policy. And if we open up this is something that I see a lot and you really need to be careful about. It's the sub for sub. So if you are asking people to subscribe to your channel and that you are going to sub back, this can go against the community guidelines. So you want to be careful with that as well. Basically, you just don't want to say sub for sub. And if you subscribe to my channel, I'll do it for you, because that is where you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. The second category that you really want to stay away from is sensitive content. Of course, they have policies on YouTube against nudity and sexual content, as well as a thumbnails policy. And this is really interesting because a lot of YouTubers think that they just need to avoid certain things in their actual YouTube videos, but you want to make sure that you're following these policies, like I mentioned earlier, in your titles, also in your thumbnails. You can see here a list of things that they're saying do not include these into your thumbnail. So if it includes any of this kind of stuff, you want to make sure to avoid that. They also have a child safety policy, and basically they just really want to make sure that kids and minors are getting protected on YouTube. So if you're a parent and you're kind of filming videos with your kids, you just want to go through this and really make sure that you're not doing anything that would be on the line. Even certain things with pranks, if it does cause emotional distress on a minor, this does go against them. So you just want to make sure that whatever you are filming, that you're looking at the guidelines and hopefully making the right choices so that you're not even close to any of these. Now, if you actually use cuss words in your YouTube videos, you could get a community guideline strike. So I wanted to talk about this really quick. It's the vulgar language policy. Explicit content that violates this policy could result in an age restriction, content removal, or a strike. So you want to be careful with this one. You just want to make sure that you don't have an excessive amount of any of these. Yes, you're probably going to get age restricted, but you definitely don't want a strike. So you want to avoid that. The third category is violent or dangerous content, and this includes hate speech, predatory behavior, graphic violence, malicious attacks, and content that promotes harmful or dangerous behavior is not allowed on YouTube. With the rise of challenges on YouTube, this is something that could get you into a little bit of trouble. You can see here we have extremely dangerous challenges, so you want to make sure that you have professionals on set and that you guys are being as safe as possible and not doing something that is extremely dangerous. Now, for violent or graphic content policies, this one was really interesting because I've seen some of these videos on YouTube pop up before, and they're actually not allowed. And that would be certain schoolyard fights between minors, also beatings or brawls outside the context of professional or professionally supervised sporting events. So if you and your friends are going in the backyard and you're having your own little UFC or boxing fight and you want to film it and put it on YouTube, it's actually not allowed. So you want to make sure that you know this before you upload that. The fourth one is regulated goods. Now, certain goods cannot be sold on YouTube. Here you can see a whole list of examples, and it basically says to not post content on YouTube if it aims to directly sell, link to, or facilitate access to any of the regulated goods and services listed below, including alcohol. You can see there's explosives, firearms, nicotine, vaping products, linking to online gambling or sports betting site that is not approved. Now, the firearms policy basically is saying that content intended to sell firearms, instruct viewers on how to make firearms, ammunition, and certain accessories, or instruct the viewers on how to install those accessories is not allowed on YouTube. Now, before we get to number 5 and 6, I want to thank today's sponsor, Epidemic Sound. If you need music for your YouTube videos or you need sound effects, then Epidemic Sound really is the place to go. One of my favorite features is their sound effects. Let's just say you need a little sound to go, maybe a sound to go, or a sound to go. You got sounds for all of it, okay? They're gonna be giving you guys 30 days for free, and you can get 50% off of your annual plan after that. So head to thinkmediasounds.com or click the link in the description to get that special offer. It's a crazy deal, so make sure you snag it before it's gone. Okay, let's get back into the video. Number 5 is misinformation, and this is certain types of misleading or deceptive content with a serious risk of egregious harm that is not allowed on YouTube. So this includes certain types of misinformation that can cause real world harm, like promoting harmful remedies or treatments, certain types of technically manipulated content, or content interfering with democratic processes. They say that we may allow content that violates the misinformation policies noted on this page if that content includes additional context in the video, audio, title, or description. Now, this isn't a pass to promote misinformation, but additional context may include countervailing views from local health authorities or medical experts. We may also make exceptions if the purpose of the content is to condemn, dispute, or satirize misinformation that violates our policies. Now, the sixth one, which might be the most important one here because I see people mess this one up the most, and this is copyright. The first rule of copyright is that creators should only upload videos that they have made or that they've authorized to use. That means they should not upload videos they didn't make or use content in their videos that someone else owns the copyright to, such as music tracks, snippets of copyrighted programs, or videos made by other users without necessary authorizations. Now, I have a YouTube channel that is all about the NBA, and so I am using NBA footage, and that is copyrighted by the NBA, but because I'm using fair use and I'm transforming the content into its own piece, I'm actually allowed to use this on YouTube and to monetize it on my channel. This isn't something I can give you all the details and deep dive into this right now, so comment down below, let me know if this is a video you'd like me to touch on. I even got a content ID claim, which basically means if you get a few of those, you could get a copyright strike. But I was able to appeal this because I was using fair use in my video. And so that went away and I was able to just monetize my video as normal. But if you're a beginner and you're looking to get started on YouTube, definitely check out this video right here. I think you guys are going to enjoy it and find it super helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next video.